Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Kyle Ward and I run Super's Garage. I love cars and the car community, so I'm really pumped to get this channel back up and running for you guys. I attend and host shows, interview people with some really awesome builds, occasionally hit the track, and all kinds of other cool stuff for you guys to see. So for all the builds and installs, I'll go ahead and just show you my two cars real quick. I've got this 2016 Audi S4. As you can see, I've already done some work to it. I put some Ferrata FR3s on, put on the honeycomb grille, a lip, which I chipped, so I'll need to replace that. Some side skirts, roof rack and roof box, trunk spoiler, but nothing performance yet. So lots of cool content to come getting this track ready. My next car is a 1984 Pininfarina Azzurra, which is basically a Fiat 124 or Fiat 2000. I'll post another video highlighting all the cool features of this car. But I took off the front bumper, put on some new chrome grills, put on new blinkers where the strut mounts were, got some BBS RS wheels I'm gonna be putting on it soon, and it was my grandpa's car and I've just got it back up and running and been taking care of it ever since. Let me know the content you'd like to see below in the comments, but to get started today, I'm gonna install a new stud conversion kit. So before we do anything, we're gonna wanna make sure that the parking brake is on. So before I can take the wheels off, I'm gonna need to jack up the car. Underneath here, you'll see a pinch weld. So this is where you're gonna wanna jack it up and place the support right behind the front tire. So I'm just gonna place this in the front of that pinch weld. Almost. So now with the jack stand in place, we can go ahead and lower the lift. There we go. So now the front wheel here is lifted and I can take the wheel off and do the stud conversion. The Audi B8 and B8.5 uses a 17mm lug nut. So I'm just gonna use a breaker bar and remove the nuts. Now I can take this wheel off. This is the original lug nut right here versus the new stud from 034 Motorsport. Really strong, durable, and really well designed. So it's like an OEM plus fitment. So why install the new studs? The original lug nuts screw in, so you have to line up your wheel each time you install it and hold it up with your foot or some other stand. Whereas the studs will stick out so you can actually just slide the wheel on. It's also much stronger, and with the black polish, it's gonna look so much better too. First, before anything, I'm just gonna clean it with some CRC parts cleaner and degreaser. So you're gonna wanna make sure you really get in there. I'm just gonna let this air dry before we put on the new studs. The threads are dry, so we can go ahead and install the new studs. There's a longer thread and then a shorter threaded side. So the shorter threaded side is what's gonna go into the wheel. I'm gonna apply a little bit of blue Loctite. The blue one is medium strength, so we want the threads to stick. But in case we ever want to uninstall this in the future, we want to be able to break the seal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hand thread this until it reaches the base. I'll do that with the rest of them. In order to get these tight, you're gonna wanna use two of these nuts right here. Let's get the first one threaded in. Now thread the next one in on top of it. Okay, these are 19mm, so you can go ahead and take a 19mm socket, tighten it just a little bit. Now you can remove these. Nice, so that was the first one, so now let's just do the remaining four. Now the wheels can line up right over these studs and just slip right through. This is just gonna be so much easier to take wheels on and off. It's gonna be so much better for track days. And we'll install these with the round side facing inward. The studs I got are a little bit longer. It's because in the future, I'm gonna use wider wheels or wheel spacers. So I wanted to be able to account for that width difference. As I go, I'm just gonna screw these in a star pattern just to distribute the load and the pressure evenly across the face. Okay. So before I torque these down, I'll just show you real quick. You know, the black looks great. To show you the difference here, these ones sit a little bit further back and they're silver. Now let's go ahead and torque these guys down. The spec on these is 90 foot-pounds. And again, I'm gonna do it in a star pattern just to distribute that load across the wheel. Just gonna keep going until I hear a click. There we go. And there we go. Just gonna release the spring on the torque wrench. Any load on the torque wrench over time will wear it down. So whenever you're not using it, it's best practice to just release all that tension. Let's get back under there and release it from the jack stand. out from under there. Let's release the pressure from the lift. There we go. Probably a little slower than that next time. There we go. First wheel done. Now let's get the next 4 done and we're good to go. We just installed some new studs. So I finished installing the studs onto the front right wheel for my other video. So now I'm just gonna do the rear of the car and I'll be done. I'm just gonna follow the same process and locate that pinch weld. And just repeat the process. All right, guys, we have 1 more wheel and then we're done. She's coming along nicely. See, you can get this done in your apartment's parking garage. So that's how you install a stud conversion kit onto your car. I'm gonna be getting my Audi track and daily driving ready, but let me know in the comments what type of installs and car content you'd like to see. See you in the next video.